everybody, thank you so much for watching Vanja's Vegan Voyage, which is a channel that deals with all things vegan. Food, fitness, travel, and beauty. In today's video, I am going to be talking about one of my travel adventures. Recently, I had an opportunity to visit the Komodo dragons in Indonesia in Rinca Island. And a thing happened. I got stuck. So a volcano erupted and I could not leave. So this video is about this amazing adventure where I thought I was gonna die, but here I am telling you the story. Trip started perfectly, in a sense. I went to Bali with a group of people from Canada, out of which I only knew one person. And I met this lovely girl when I was on a trip to Galapagos Islands 5 years ago. And then she contacted me on Facebook and she said that she's going to Bali if I wanted to tag along. And I was like, hell yes. So we all ended up in Bali and we had a blast. And then when I was in Bali, I saw all these ads for these travel agencies telling you that you can go visit komodos in their real life habitat. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize this. So I wanted to go check them out. And unfortunately, everybody else from the group said no. We had 2 days left until the trip was over. And I was thinking, yes or no, do it, not do it. And I said, you know what? Forget it. I'm here now. Who knows when I'm going to be able to come back to Indonesia. So yes, let's do it. So I booked the trip by myself, tour guide and the hotel accommodations and everything. So what I had to do first was leave Bali by plane. It's about 1.5 to 2 hour plane ride over to the island called Labuan Bajo. And this island is very tiny. There's only a few hotels, a market, and not much going on. So once you get to Labuan Bajo, then you get on a little boat, very, very tiny boat, and then you go on another 1.5 to 2 hour boat ride. You get to Rinca Island, which is one of the first islands that's closest to Labuan Bajo where Komodo dragons live. Visiting the Rinca Island was absolutely one of the best experiences of my life because this is a natural preserve. There's only 3 or 4 islands where Komodo dragons live and they're all protected. So they're not allowed to build anything on these islands except for the rangers' houses where the park rangers spend the nights. And you get to just walk around in the wilderness and see where the Komodo dragons live. So I did that for a whole day. I get back on the boat for an hour, 1.5 to 2 hour boat ride, back to Labuan Bajo, had my dinner. I wanted to go around, explore the island a little bit, but I quickly realized within the first 5 minutes that as a girl alone with blonde hair, probably not the smartest idea to be walking on the streets because I literally in the 5 minutes had about 10 to 15 motorbikes try to stop, talk to me, pick me up. And it was a little uncomfortable. I mean, maybe it was that they were just being super, super hospitable, but as a woman who did not really speak their local language and there was a bit of a language barrier, it was a little intimidating. So I just decided to get back to the hotel. So I had the blast, my hotel was good. They had some vegan food. It wasn't a big deal at all, right? All right, so fast forward to next morning. So my flight was supposed to leave at 7 o'clock in the morning. I get to the airport and I'm about to check in and the lady just matter-of-factly tells me, yeah, your flight is canceled. And mind you, my flight back home from Bali is leaving in less than 10 hours, okay? So I had to just come back to Bali and then straight catch the flight home. So she's like, your flight is canceled. And I'm like, wait. What? And she proceeds to tell me, there was a big volcano eruption in Bali. So all of the surrounding islands, airports are suspended until further notice. And I'm asking, what does it mean further notice? She goes, maybe a day, maybe a week, maybe a month. We don't know yet. Depends on how big the eruption is. So you can just imagine the fear that was going through me at this point because there is no Wi-Fi at this airport. I had nothing, and I was alone. I had nobody to call, nobody to contact. My Canadian friends have stayed in Bali. They're pretty much already leaving for Canada on their flights. So I'm here alone on this godforsaken island when there's nothing else going on. And the lines for all these people who had their connecting flights canceled was ridiculous out the door. So somehow I was able to get back in touch with my original tour guide, and he came back with his little son. It was so adorable, and he stayed with me there for a couple of hours, and he was really concerned for me, and he helped me make another hotel reservation. So just to kind of paint this picture, on this island there's just some people living there. They usually don't have anything else to do. They just stand by the street and watch the cars drive by, or motorbikes, which is for the most part. There is no grocery store, so you just have little stands where you can go buy little things. So when my tour guide helped me make arrangement for a hotel, so thankfully there were still rooms available even with all these people who were not able to leave now anymore. I got a hotel room, and one of the security guards from the hotel got me on the back of his motorbike, and he took me to a market, which was a 20-minute ride away from the hotel, where I was able to buy some fruit, and they also had tofu that they were selling in buckets. They were also selling some crazy stuff like fish just out in the open, flies all over it. They were selling live chickens. It was really heartbreaking. So that just reinforces so much more the fact that I'm going to be vegan for life, because when I see stuff like that, it completely breaks my heart. But they also had a lot of fruits and veggies, so I stocked up on passion fruit, mangoes, some jackfruit, durian. It was amazing. Okay, so their fruit selection is top notch. And then he got me back to the hotel, and I was trying to find another connecting flight, but my internet was going at the speed of molasses, even slower, probably at the speed of frozen molasses, so that tells you something. And thankfully I had a friend back in the States who I was able to contact somehow, and then he found me a plane ticket back home. So he had to actually go through, he was looking everywhere and there was nothing available, and then finally on one website he was able to find one single plane ticket remaining, and then he tried to buy it, but it wouldn't let him. So he had to use 3 different credit cards before he was actually able to purchase this plane ticket for me. And thankfully I was able to get off the island the very next day. And it was ridiculously scary because when they just tell you indefinitely and we don't know when you're going to be able to leave, it's a little daunting, especially because I had to go back to work, and it was a little scary. So I get on the flight the next day, and can you believe this? There were 6 empty seats on the airplane right next to me, and there were all these people trying to go back home, and they were all told everything is sold out, there's nothing available. So my friend saved the day. Holy crap, I can't believe how that happened. So I got back to Bali, and I couldn't get any flights back home immediately, so I had to spend another night in Bali, which spending an extra night in Bali is not that bad at all. Let me tell you, you can get all day long $7 an hour massages, which is definitely what I did. I took some yoga classes on the beach, did some massages, had a dinner by the water. It was just spectacular. So from going from Vanja, okay, and the Komodo Dragon Island to back to Bali, it was quite a stark difference. So thank you, my friend Steve, for saving the day, because that was amazeballs. And yeah, so I got back home about 2 days later, and cost me over $1,000 out of pocket, in addition to my travel insurance policy that I had, which they just managed to not cover anything because it was a flight delay. And I'm like, it's not a flight delay, it is a freaking natural disaster, okay? But they chose not to cover it, so just got back the premium that I paid for my travel insurance, so that was it. But anyways, so the adventure was awesome. Visiting Komodo dragons in their natural habitat was incredible. And then spending an extra night in Voyage was a little scary, a little daunting, just because I didn't know when it was going to end. But I still managed to meet some awesome local people and get to know a little bit more about their local culture and way of life in the process as well. So all is well that ends well, right? I didn't die. I didn't get burned up in a in a volcano. I didn't get bitten by a komodo dragon, and I didn't die of starvation. So hey, all is good in my book. So yeah, the lesson of the day is kind of roll with the punches, because you never know what is going to happen in your adventures around the world, and always have awesome friends who are there to save your life, like Steve did for me. So yay. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and let me know what your thoughts are if you have ever experienced anything similar along the lines of this, because this was pretty crazy even on my list of crazy things that I have done. Oh, by the way, side note, when I came back just a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks later, there was a huge, massive earthquake that affected a lot of the surrounding islands, even the island that I was on, but especially closer towards Bali, and they had hundreds of people who died in the earthquake. So this volcano eruption was really huge. It really affected a lot of tectonic shifts in the region, and it's a good thing that I got out of there when I did, because that was not a pretty picture to see. Damage in terms of structural stuff, and then also human life as well. So I really was lucky to get out of there when I did, and I am here alive telling this tale for all of you guys to enjoy. So let me know if you have any questions, if you'd like me to discuss anything else in further detail. Drop me a line, let me know what you think in the comment box below, and please, pretty please, subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me, and I will send you a heart to you. And hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of my awesome upcoming videos that I'm going to be posting. All right, you guys, I really hope you enjoyed listening to this cray adventure. And until next time, stay strong on your vegan voyage. I will see all of you soon. Ciao. Good morning. Today has been a super early day, thanks to my friend Steve. Shout out to Steve. So he was able to get me a ticket out of here on the first flight out on a Saturday, so a day early. And I am a proud owner of a boarding card, thankfully, so I will not be able to rest until I'm actually sitting in the seat in the airplane and flying out. But everything seems to be going according to the plan. So as long as I get out of Voyage, everything will be okay. But sitting at the airport, I was absolutely first in the line, just to make sure that I am able to get that boarding pass. Sitting here with my stuff, charging my phone, waiting for the customer service to open. Everything here kind of moves at a slow pace, so we shall see, but I am super excited and hopeful. Thanks, Steve. Woo! And I am finally boarding the airplane. Never been so happy to see a plane in my life. Finally, actually leaving Voyage. So exciting. There's, well, can't see the plane. There's a plane over there. Woohoo! We're leaving, going home.